The year 2026 marks a defining turning point for Jonathan and Suzy Lamb, a couple long associated with Christian broadcasting and inspirational media. After years of shaping faith-based programming and building a recognizable presence on Daystar Television Network, the pair have stepped into what many are calling a new chapter, one defined by transition, reflection, and renewed purpose. Their departure from Daystar did not happen overnight. It followed a gradual shift in priorities, evolving ministry directions, and a growing desire to explore work beyond the structure of a long-established network. For viewers who followed their journey for years, the announcement came with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. What comes next for a couple so closely tied to the identity of a major broadcasting platform? In the months that followed, both Jonathan and Suzy maintained a relatively measured public presence. Rather than immediately launching into new high-profile programming, they instead focused on reassessment and personal direction. According to interviews and public commentary, the transition period has been described as both challenging and freeing. Challenging in the sense of leaving behind a familiar environment, and freeing in the opportunity it created to redefine their mission. Their work at Daystar had been significant. Over the years, they contributed to family-oriented and faith-centered programming that helped shape the network's outreach. They became familiar faces to audiences who tuned in regularly for encouragement, teaching, and discussion-based content. For many viewers, they represented stability within a rapidly evolving media landscape. But as 2026 unfolded, the narrative surrounding the couple began to shift from departure to reinvention. Reports and features surrounding their new chapter emphasize a common theme: exploration beyond traditional broadcast structures. Instead of remaining tied exclusively to television programming, Jonathan and Suzy are believed to be expanding into broader digital and community-based outreach. This includes online teaching formats, podcast-style discussions, and more flexible ministry engagement designed to reach audiences outside conventional television audiences. Observers have noted that this transition reflects a wider trend among faith-based communicators who are adapting to changing media consumption habits. Viewers increasingly engage with content through streaming platforms, social media, and short-form video formats, rather than scheduled television programming. In that sense, the Lamb's shift is not only personal, but also reflective of a larger industry transformation. Those close to their work describe this stage as a rebuilding season, a time focused less on visibility and more on intentional direction. Rather than rushing into large-scale production, the emphasis appears to be on defining long-term goals, identifying audience needs, and deciding how their message can evolve in a digital-first environment. At the same time, their legacy at Daystar continues to be acknowledged. During their years with the network, they contributed to shaping content that emphasized family values, faith education, and inspirational storytelling. For many longtime viewers, their presence was closely tied to the identity of the programming they helped build. The emotional response to their departure has remained mixed but respectful. Supporters express gratitude for years of consistent messaging, while others are simply curious about what direction they will take next. In many ways, this period has become less about separation and more about transformation. By mid-2026, the phrase "new chapter" has become the dominant way of describing their journey. It reflects not only their professional transition, but also a broader personal evolution. While details of future projects remain intentionally limited, it is clear that both Jonathan and Suzy are approaching this phase with caution, intention, and a long-term perspective. What remains constant is their shared identity as communicators. Whether through television, digital platforms, or live engagement, their focus continues to center on connection, message-driven content, and audience engagement. The format may be changing, but the underlying mission appears to remain intact. As this new chapter unfolds, the story of Jonathan and Suzy Lamb is no longer defined solely by where they have been, but by where they are choosing to go next. For longtime viewers and new audiences alike, 2026 represents not an ending, but a transition into an evolving form of outreach, one still in progress, still developing, and still unfolding in real time.